Welcome. This video is going to demonstrate how to draw this product in 2-point perspective. Piece of paper is a piece of A4, which hopefully you can see just here. I've added a horizontal line across the top. This is going to be my eye level line, or also known as the horizon line. On the eye level line, I've marked out two crosses. I marked them with a V and a P. These are the vanishing points that you need to use when drawing 2-point perspective. Now these vanishing points exist in real life, but what I've done for the purpose of drawing is squeeze them down onto the paper, and what you'll find is it might make the drawing a bit more angled as we go through it. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to draw this top part just here. Just bring the drawing back across. So I'm going to draw this box shape, then I'm going to draw the curved part, which joins the box part shape to this sort of circular part here with the bits coming out to the side. So I'm going to do that bit first, the curved bit second, and the circular piece third. So we're going to start by drawing a box to the correct proportions. In the centre, now I'm going to use a ruler for drawing. The ruler makes it a little bit easier for me as it's got longer lines, and I would recommend using a ruler as well. And I'm also going to draw in pen. Now you probably want to use pencil and draw lightly and then use darker lines for outline shapes, but the pencil doesn't show up very well on the camera, so I'm going to use the pen to start with. So near the centre I'm going to draw a vertical line, not too close to the eye level line, down a bit, which is going to be the correct proportion, hopefully, of the box I'm going to draw. Yeah, I think that'll look quite good, that size there. So that line I've just drawn is like this edge going down the side of the box here. For 2-point perspective, I then want to draw a line going from the top of this line that I drew across to the vanishing point on the right hand side, and a line from the bottom to the vanishing point on the right hand side. There we are. And then the same on the left hand side. There we go. Now to make the actual box shape, what I'm looking to do now is measure along and draw a vertical line. So I'm going to come along about this far, looking for a kind of a square shape. So I'm looking for the same sort of size on the other side. Yeah, about there. Which will make a square shape hopefully. And then I'm going to measure, draw a line across from the top of that line to the vanishing point on the left hand side, and a line like so. What we've done is done a drawing crate. So that drawing crate is going to be off the top box here, and we'll go back and draw into it in more detail later on. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do this drawing crate for the curved part next, and one for the circle part, and then we'll draw in with more detail. To do the next drawing crate, I need to work out the position of it. To do that, I'm going to make this top drawing crate a bit like glass so I can see through it. So I'm going to do a line going from here to the vanishing point on the left, one going here, vanishing point on towards the right hand side, and then we'll join up this back edge. That's quite close. There we are. And the idea is to make the drawing crate a bit like glass so I can see the bottom part of it. If we then look back at the drawing, we'll be able to see this curved piece here. That curved piece there is going to be joined onto the bottom part. If you follow my pen up, in that position just there. So what I need to do is find that position on the bottom part to draw the drawing crate in place. To find that position, I'm going to measure in a certain size, that size there where my pen is just now, from each edge and across from each edge as well. In fact, what I'll do is I'll find the centre first of all. To find the centre, I'm going to draw a line from corner to corner. Where the lines cross will be the centre. I can then, it's the same line as that one, take a line through the centre like that. Okay, so there's my centre line. And if you were to look at the drawing, you can see it's a little bit of either side of the centre line. So I'm going to measure a little bit this way. As things get further away from you, they'll get a little bit shorter in size, so the gap from here to here will be slightly smaller on this side, due to something called foreshortening. There we go. And looking at the drawing, I'm going to come in about this size here, and the distance from the other side will be slightly shorter. So if you follow my pen just now, that rectangle there is where the drawing crate will be attached to the bottom of this drawing crate for the curved piece. What I can then do is go to each of the corner points of that rectangle and draw a vertical line down the way. And the idea is we're going to construct another drawing crate. We wanted the same proportions, so looking back here, the height of that is about the same length as that there, so I think it'll be about that position just there. To finish the bottom of the drawing crate, what I'm then going to do is I'm going to take a line from the vanishing point through that point there, to create the drawing crate in place. I think it's something like that. I'm about sketching, so we can adjust it later on if it's not exact. What I'm now going to do is I'm going to draw the curved part in place, this curved part here. So that curved part is going to go from the bottom corner here to the top corner, and I'm just going to light the sketch in what I think looks right. Yeah, something like that. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is draw this circle part in place. The way I'm going to treat this is I'm going to make another drawing crate, so the same sort of size as where my pen is going just now. And the thing to notice is, if you follow the lines up towards the plan, that the size of this circular piece is wider. Okay, so you can see it's wide at this spot just here. So I'm going to mark on that drawing crate. Now to do that, what I want to do is mark out to make it slightly wider here. There's many ways you can do it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to work out, first of all, I think, how tall this circle is going to be, so I can find the centre point here and marking the centres. So the height of the circle is going to be roughly here, I think. There we are. And the centre then is going to be halfway about there. Now that centre point for the circle is actually out a bit, okay? It's not the same level as that. What I've kind of marked on is about that position just there. So what I need to do is go back and take a line out this way from the vanishing point. And it's only a little bit, so I'm going to come out just a little bit there. And I can then draw a line from the vanishing point this way. And a vertical line at that spot there. So what I've done is found the centre point of the circle in its correct position. I now need to mark on the heights of them. So if I just extend those lines down, that's going to give me the circle there. And if it's a radius, it's going to be coming out to about there and about there. To make this easier, I'm going to make it into a little box. So I'm going to draw a vertical line at this spot here and at this spot just here. And then from the top of that, I'm going to draw a line going from the vanishing point and from the vanishing point. So if you follow my pen just now, you'll see that sort of shape there, a bit like a square shape drawn in 2-point perspective. I'm now going to mark and draw a circle in place there. And the circle is going to be, as I say, for that shape just there. To do a circle, I'm looking for 4 quadrants. So I'm going to have a dot here, 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 and here. I'm looking to kind of draw a kind of smooth curve into that position. Yeah, about there. So what I'm looking to do is make sure I don't have jagged points or flat surfaces here. So I'm going to do a little curve at this stage, just touching at that point. A little curve just touching at that point. A little curve just touching at that point. And the same just here. And kind of join them in so it's a nice smooth curve going in between them. To make a bit like a squashed oval shape. To do the thickness, I'm going to then do another circle inside that, the same distance apart. This is just sketching, so as long as it looks roughly right. There we are. So you can see the circle's been drawn in place. What I want to do is do these 2 parts here, and they're going to extend out from this part of the drawing. So it's a slightly different, we can see the size here, it's slightly up from the centre and slightly down from the centre will give me those lines in place there. So if I was to take my ruler and draw another line a little bit above and a little bit below, that's going to give me the lines in place. Now it's going to come out, to look back at the drawing, that distance there is about the same size as the circle, to be honest. It's going to be about out to about here roughly. Just going to do a little line roughly to join in place. So to finish this part off here, what I'm looking to do is draw a vertical line up the way, one down the way, and then join them into the circle. Again, I'm going to use my ruler for the longer lines. That joins into the circle like so. Like that. Now to make this object here 3D, I'm going to take all the corner points, that's the circles I'm going to make, or the dot should I say I'm going to make on here. Take all these corner points. I'm also looking for one at a tangent, about here, a tangent about there, to create the 3D shape. So if I go from this point first of all, I'm going to take a line back to my vanishing point. And I need to work out how wide it is. So the width of it is going to be about there. Yeah, about there I think is fine. And then you can take a line from the vanishing point that way, from the side view here. And then back this way, like that. Along the top, if I take a line from here across that way, I can measure across the same size. It'll help me with a guide on roughly how far, where my curve should be going. Similar curve to the front and the back. This piece here is going to come down, and it comes into that part just there. That's a part of the curved piece. It's then going to curve away around that corner. This piece here is going to come back at a tangent, but meet onto the curve that's going around there. Go trying to darken this a little bit in so you can see the drawing. That's not the easiest thing with a pen. Hopefully you'll be able to see it a bit clearer though. Now, so I'm just going to darken around that part to there, and that part's going back the way. There we are. Curve comes round. So we've got roughly everything drawn in place. The only detail I need to still add is the detail on the top box. Now to do that, you may want to about some lines. But see how you go. What I'm going to do is I'm going to measure in a size, which I think is the size on the drawing, and draw 2 lines to the vanishing point in this way. Same on the side, that was probably fine there. That's going to give a square shape on the top where the hole is. And then from that corner point it can come down the way, doesn't come down as far. So something more like that. Now, will we see part of the curved part in here? Possibly. I'm going to take some lines from the inside point across to the vanishing point. These lines are just going to help me draw a curve in place. The thickness was that, so yes I will. I see a point just there. You can measure on the same thickness. On each line it's going to give a curve. It looks something like that. Now at this stage here, you may want to then go and darken your drawing in. Hopefully you've drawn in pencil nice and lightly. My drawings are a little bit harder to read, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a Sharpie to go around the outside. And there we have it, our completed 2-point perspective drawing. Thank you for watching.